Hello and welcome back to the Battle Room. I am, of course, the Battle Room, and today I'm joined by Raghav. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm back home after an exciting weekend at Worlds. A little bit of a short trip, just a little over an hour back home, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling overjoyed with my love for Pokemon, and I'm excited to break down this sick Worlds finals.
Yeah, so this finals was actually fucking crazy. It's the first American finals since 2016. So back when Obama was in office, we had Jonathan Evans versus Wolf Glick, and now we have James Evans versus Giovanni, which is actually pretty fucking hype that we got not only an American finals, but a battle between these two players.
It's super sick that, we've had the run back, especially after kind of a disappointing NAIC where Europe and Japan kind of handed their asses to us, but we're back. I'm the least patriotic person but for Pokemon, I'm rooting for our homies, and these two really proved themselves this tournament. I feel like both of them have been grinding. James obviously has had a lot of really notable finishes, even in Masters. He won Nats a few years ago, so there's just the guys who maybe don't get as much appreciation as they should, but whenever they go to an event, they always make day two and they always do really well. And I feel like they're also dudes who kind of stick to their teams and try and polish it, really.
Yeah, both these players at the Milwaukee Regionals, which was our first Regulation I event, both used, Giovanni used 5 or 6 of the same Pokemon, 6 for 6. The only change was a Terra and 1 item. And then James used 5 out of 6. He just changed Weezing to Landorus Eye. So they are very well refined and practiced with these teams. These are the teams they've been grinding the entire season so far.
Yeah, and it's kind of proof that the key to success is not having to break the format open and coming up with something that no one's ever done. Obviously, I'm a big team building fan. I love creative choices. But the point is that you should really become a master of your team. You want to know what to do in every situation. You want to be better than everyone else with your team. And so these guys knew it's hey, there's no clear best team. It's just this is what I like using, and I'm going to figure out how to be as comfortable as possible. And so we see James's team on the screen. He's comfy with that Sash, Shadow Rider, Koraidon, similar to what he won, honestly, in VGC 2022. Got the Incineroar as support, 8V Bolt, which we haven't seen a lot of. It's been a lot of Booster and Life Orb, but obviously the Lando Eye needs the Life Orb, which is the change from Weezing. And then the Brute Bonnet, which both players have, but James opting for Covert Cloak instead of Giovanni's Citrus Berry.
Yeah, they both are very similar teams, like you mentioned. They have the Fire Dark type. They both have Koraidon and then Brute Bonnet. And then there is that difference of the other restricted here. I feel like James' team is it's so weird to me. There's no speed control. There's which is bizarre in modern day VGC. There's always some sort of tailwind, icy wind, even just icy wind, dude. Anything. But he does have fake out, he does have redirection, and I think more importantly he does have the AV and the focus sash, right? It makes your Pokemon way more durable and they can survive. He does also, I guess you could argue that Flame Charge is speed control because it really can be. When it starts to get going, it can start to just outspeed entire teams if you get enough of them up. So there's that.
Yeah, James's team looks really precise. The lack of speed control means that the game becomes a bunch of damage trades. And so his tools are Sash Shadow Rider with Terra Ghost, obviously. Koraidon's just always a nuke. And then you mentioned redirection and AV being bulk, enabling maybe a big hit with Rage Powder and Sucker Punch. But there's also things like Helping Hand on Incineroar to increase the amount of damage you can do. But it does make it that you have to play super precise, know exactly what's happening 3 turns from now, getting a bunch of turns right, because otherwise you get steamrolled really fast. Especially when we take a look at Giovanni's team, you're going to see a lot of differences that make James have to get all the turns right because he just doesn't have that speed control.
Yeah, and with this world champion battle right here, Brute Bonnet and Koraidon are both guaranteed world champs, which is actually pretty wild. We had Miraidon win last year, now we have Koraidon win guaranteed. And also Brute Bonnet, which is a Pokemon that most people did write off. It's been okay, it's been kind of a Pokemon, but a lot of people just aren't really, they aren't Brute Bonnet believers, including myself. I love Amoonguss, I think he's so broken.
I honestly just completely forgot about him because for a while it really was just Giovanni running it, and there's kind of this kind of mentality of, hey, that team is good. It's not I don't disrespect it, but it's only one dude. What are the odds I'm gonna play him, right? Mm-hmm. And so Brute Bonnet wasn't really on my radar either, but it's just really good with that photosynthesis boost. You get the defense, you can live body press and shit, And Spore is a menace, dude. Like, looking at Giovanni's team, he's got a lot more speed control. He's got the Citrus Berry, too, because he's got 2 Ghost types, two Terra Ghosts. Like, Fake Out is pretty sus into him. He's saying, I got Flutter Mane for Icy Wind. I've got Trick Room if I want to switch it up and get my Ursaluna in. But he's also got Choice Scarf Chi-Yu. He's got max speed Jolly Coridon that hits like a fucking truck. So I think his team has a whole lot more damage than James, but also a lot more speed control. The only thing is that he has a tougher time pivoting. Like James had Incineroar with Parting and Raging Bolt with Volt. He has nothing. He's saying, I'm putting on all the pressure on the turn, and if I want to switch out, like, it's going to be on my terms. You're going to be expecting me to do damage, and I'll switch instead.
I think what's interesting, too, in this matchup specifically is, like, neither player has anti-sleep techs, really. There's no taunt. I don't think James had safety goggles. So there's, like, no way... Yeah, there's no way to stop sleep. And obviously, Giovanni on the same end. The only thing he can stop sleep with here is that Flame Orb on Ursaluna, which is, like... I don't think he's bringing it to the matchup. So I do feel like going into this one, this is a battle of who can get the sleep turns and if they stay asleep for too long, or how you can put pressure on Brute Bonnet to stop those said sleep turns, right? Like, I think we're going to see those Brute Bonnets Terra, and we're going to see, like, it is really just a battle of which one plays Brute Bonnet better, because I think that is the crucial piece for both players going into this.
Yeah, I think the Roderick Mirror is what's most important, honestly. I feel like Citrus Berry on Brute could be a little bit nicer, although James does have Calyrex, of course. The other thing is there aren't, like, huge spread moves. There's CSRs, obviously Astral Barrage, but, like, with Ursaluna, Brute Bonnet, and stuff like that, it's a little bit easier to deal with. And, again, James doesn't really have much either outside... Not James, sorry. Giovanni doesn't have much either outside of Chi-Yu and that Ursaluna, but we've talked about how maybe Ursaluna's not going to come. So I think Brute Bonnet's huge in this matchup, so I'm really curious to see how they kind of approach each other's Brute Bonnet's gameplay. Like, I think positioning is going to be huge in the early game, and I'm honestly not sure what each person is going to lead.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it is definitely, like, I think Giovanni always has to be really careful of what he leads into it so that he does have offensive pressure onto Brute Bonnet. Because I think that's the key thing about his team, is always putting pressure damage-wise so you can one-shot that thing. So I imagine it's got to be something like potentially Flutter. I do think Flutter Mane is a big part in this matchup as well, because it does outspeed James's entire team and threatens Oko's on like half the guys if there is no Terra. And also Flutter Mane specifically does have Focus Sash as well, which means it's super potent. It's super hard for James to take out. It's hard to commit 2 moves into a slot, especially if he's trying to press Spore and such. So we'll have to see here.
Yeah, I entirely agree with you. I think Flutter is the key in this matchup for all the reasons you said. Its offensive coverage is insane, speed control, and James doesn't have one. So it's that part not being a mirror is actually huge. I feel like Flutter Mane's usually a really toxic part in the mirror. Like, who wins the Icy Wind? Who's clicking Protect? But Geo just having that advantage gives him, I think, a big advantage just off rip. But I've seen James pull out some crazy shit enough times to where, like, I'm not counting him out at all, and I think Gio has to be careful with that Flutter because it is pretty frail.
I think they're also just 2 experts of these 2 teams, which I think is going to make it extra fun, right? Like, these players, no one else plays the teams at the tournament. No one plays it like them, and it's just going to be who can show us how much they've mastered their team going into this one. Who's the best player in Regulation I? And let's hop into it.
They did an insane job with the stream. It looks so sick.
The stream is honestly insane, and unfortunately we will not be doing a drip war because they do have the same jacket, so it's not really fair.
Well, James just got a hat, but that's got to count for one thing.
So we're gonna see Chi flutter into Brute Bonnet and Incineroar. So it's kind of like that classic Incinemungus lead, but this time with the evil version. And then Flutter Mane Chi-Yu, come on, dude, we've been playing with this shit for 3 years. This is a classic lead. Like, it's just, like I mentioned, it puts a lot of pressure on a Brute Bonnet, but I do feel like that Terra Water here could be really juicy for our boy James.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Gio's in a better spot. I feel like James has got a lot of defensive, pressure, I guess, with the Spore and Fake Out, but Gio could Terra his Chi-Yu to get out of that Fake Out. I think, though, as you said, Brute Bonnet is the threat, so I could see like a Moonblast Dark Pulse going into that to cover for the Terra. That's kind of what I'm expecting on Gio's end. And from James, I'm not sure. It feels like a difficult turn, but we do see the Terra Water. Doesn't want to instantly die to that Moonblast. Makes sense.
And yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, the Moonblast, I guess, oh, we're just going to see a fake out. So just playing it super safe. And Geo didn't commit Terra there, which I do like. But now this Brute Bonnet is going to get off a... Oh my god. I didn't realize how much that did. I mean, it is Chi Yu boosted, but still, holy shit.
Dude, Flutter's so strong. It's obviously since it's Sash, it's trained like max speed, max special attack. And you see it did like 65% to that Brute Bonnet. I think, you know, James did get that Spore off, so it's not a terrible turn. But I feel like Spore going into Flutter main might have been a little bit better. Chiyu's not really threatening this board too much, but this Flutter just gets another Moonblast off.
Yeah, and again, that Sash is still intact. So as long as the Sash is intact, like, I think Geo is just straight chilling here. I think what's also pretty cool here is Flutter outspeeds everything on James' team, barring that Calyrex Shadow Rider. And in the Sun, it obviously does as well. So the Flutter main is just such a safe lead. Like, I do love this. This Flutter Chi-Yu is just so brutal as a lead.
You actually see him switch out. Maybe he's afraid of, like, a Sucker Punch knockoff going into that slot, which is what I was honestly anticipating from James. We do see the Sucker Punch, so Brute Bonnet is a perfect switch in, especially because James has got nothing for sleep. So if he doesn't parting shot into something, okay, he knocks off the Chi-Yu. Not the Flutterman like I was expecting, but still a very good spot for Geo because his only like sleep immunity has terrestrialized into water. So I think Geo just gets to go to Spore City here, right?
Yeah, I think so, because like there is no immunities. I think what's also really interesting here is that the speed of the Brute Bonnets is kind of important, right? Like, depending on what happens, you could start, obviously maybe not this game, but like in future games, there could be some Spore Mind games, and with the Terra, like it could be really, really big. Like if you put a Moonblast plus Spore into that Brute Bonnet, that could be huge for a future game. So I don't know, like it is interesting to see which one's faster, and I think that information will be big here.
Yeah, and you can take a look here that Giovanni's Brute Bonnet's a little bulkier. Maybe it's slower, but, you know, EV spreads are wild. Who knows where they're invested. We see Chi-Yu just eat its turn to sleep. It's guaranteed. And, okay,
James,
he actually spored the Chi-Yu again. Yeah, what else is he supposed to do? So James is the faster Brute, but this board position's just so bad for him. He can't really do anything. And he gets another Spore off into the Incineroar.
That HP, honestly, is a lot. Like, missing 10 HP points is almost nuts. I think James made this thing as fast as he possibly could while getting the defense boost. So, I mean, just important to note. I do like Geo's position a lot, though. Like, obviously, he can put everything to sleep. But also, conserving that Sash on that turn, too, perfection, right? Like, I think Flutter is the key thing. The key player in the entire set, along with the Brute Bonnet. They're both super important. But I think being able to switch that in, like, James just has no momentum here.
Actually switches out Brute Bonnet, not really caring about getting another Spore off. And going into Koraidon immediately, maybe he's trying to boost his fire damage, thinking that, like, hey, Heat Wave might kill Brute Bonnet now. Honestly, I think if you wake up and, like, just Dark Pulse the Brute Bonnet, it's probably pretty sick, but I have no idea what James went for. You know, taking another sleep turn with Incineroar, and just getting chip onto that Chi-Yu, that actually did quite a bit.
Yeah, and Chi-Yu's going to stay asleep here, so if he would have fired off a Spore there, it would have been good, but... I mean, I guess what else are you going to do? James is just saying, my Brute Bonnet is dead, I'm going to have to win this game without it. Just trying to get some damage off. I think knocking off the Chi-Yu is really big, though, because you do now have the ability to outspeed it with Shadow Rider. And I think Scarf Chi-Yu specifically is what makes Chi-Yu really good in this format. So losing that item is big, because now... I mean, at this point, James is trying to build a Shadow Rider sweep, if I had to guess, right? He's getting Sucker Punches off. He's trying to weaken everything so that this Terra Ghost, or I guess can't really Terra, but this Sash Shadow Rider can get the job done and deal the damage. I think also, what's pretty crazy, though, about this Terra Water, I like it, obviously. I think he needed to Terra Water, but now Shadow Rider and Koraidon can't Terra, which means Fluttermane can just snipe these guys for free. Oh, shit.
And Incineroar wakes up, moves. Oh, because of the helping hand. I was like, he's going for fake out?
He's going for the helping hand sucker.
I'm going to guess it's the sucker into Chi-Yu.
And he gets
probably,
it?
Oh my god, yeah, it's gone.
Okay,
but the worrying thing is, Gio's going to get a kill, or even better, could be a flame charge, because there's no pressure on the field. Right.
Yep,
if he's sucker punching, he's not sporing. So flame charge is so safe.
Yeah, he really does use, like, I do think that's James' best play. Like, I do like the play because you remove a big threat. But at the same time, now you have this +1 guy. You get to bring in your Brute Bonnet, start putting these guys back to sleep, and you're kind of chilling. We do know that Ensign is faster than Brute Bonnet, so it can do stuff like that. But that's also kind of a bad thing because you can just spore the slot. Like, there's nothing stopping the spore. Like, this is like, but do you want to CC is the question. I think CC kind of blows, but at the same time, I think you might have to just remove Brute Bonnet.
I think it doesn't matter. You can also just Rage Powder away anything because Brute Bonnet's a water type now, so it literally does nothing to the opposing Brute Bonnet. The only fear is James going to switch out that Incineroar to get CSR in and cycle that Intimidate. Mm-hmm. But I think Giovanni's the one putting on the pressure right now. He could also just protect Spore. Like, neither of these Pokemon are doing anything. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Protect Spore come out.
It's really interesting. Like, the fact that James does have, like the Incineroar is so good into Koraidon. Like, because it is Life Orb. Like, the choices of the items are really important here. But he's going to opt to save the Brute Bonnet there into Calyrex. So he's expecting the CC to go right there. And then he's probably expecting that Spore into the Brute Bonnet here. Or not the Brute Bonnet, into the Incineroar.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm Geo, I think... either protect or CC into the spot that can't protect and Spore it as well. And you're super safe. He actually partings the Brute, maybe covering for the Protect on Koraidon. I like that. But now something's going to bed, right?
I think something going to bed. Either it's Calyrex or it's the other guy, and I think both are pretty good. I think you just go into Incineroar. Like, you just let Incin get the Intimidate off and let him go to sleep. But it's still the question.
Just shotted.
Oh, you're right, though. The Incin's going out, yeah. I say you send Brute Bonnet to the sleep zone. The thing here, though, is, like, I do think Brute Bonnet, the one thing that it's so fucking good at is destroying Calyrex Shadow Rider. And the fact that he hasn't had to commit Terra, he hasn't had to, it's still relatively healthy. He did lose his Citrus Berry, but it's still very healthy. He can just spam Sucker Punches all day long, even Spore if he wants to, Like, the Brute Bonnet has no pressure on it, even though Shadow Rider's in a good spot.
It wasn't even allowed to eat the Citrus Berry anyway because Calyrex has 900 abilities, but
you're right.
Yeah, we do see the Spore just go into the Brute Bonnet slot. It would have been a little better into the CSR, but this is fine. Mm-hmm. Koraidon's still at neutral.
Yes.
And I think even at -1, it's going to kill anything. So Giovanni in a really good spot here. Sucker Punch, Flame Charge, Spore, CC, like everything's looking good for him, honestly.
Yeah, he can kind of do whatever he wants. You could, the Calyrex here, it's kind of awkward. You could hit it with an Astral. You could protect. You could try to Encore to avoid the Sucker Punch, but then what are you Encoring a Spore? Like, all of this situation seems really, really bad for James in this particular scenario.
Yeah, like he could just die to Sucker Punch Flame Charge anyway, so he has to play around that. We see Geo going for the Terra Fire probably on Koraidon. James is nodding his head. That means something good is happening probably.
I think the Terra Fire is safe. You just don't want to get hit with that Psychic. I think obviously that's like a potential game loser if you get it wrong. But James is just protecting. He's just baiting him, just blowing a turn of his Sun and the sleep turn there, which doesn't feel bad. He's just killing him.
He actually close combated the Brute, and it died. So he's thinking maybe even at -1, he lives the Astral or the Psychic. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't really figure out why he would Terra Fire otherwise. But it doesn't matter because Calyrex obviously protected. And I think it still would have been a fine trade because James has already expended his Terra and Fluttermane just kills pretty much everything. So if you got to sleep off onto that CSR, like, I feel like Geo has enough juice in the tank.
Yeah, and I like the Spore a lot too because it does cover for potential Encore shenanigans because for those who don't know how it works, if you Encore into a move that you don't select, it targets the 2 at random. So potentially if he Encores that Brute Bonnet into Spore and Geo clicks something else, the Spore could go into the Brute Bonnet again, but he doesn't even mess around with that. The Spore is just so safe, so good. And now we have 2 Pokemon that hate getting hit by Fluttermane just sitting there staring him down. The only thing I think Geo has to be weary of right now is the Sun turns. There is one more turn, so he does have to play this like kind of careful so that his Fluttermane doesn't just lose because it's not fast enough because of the Sun.
This is a bit of a tricky situation, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like you can Sucker Punch and Flame Charge the Calyrex.
True.
I think, but then Calyrex could switch out or protect. But then if you don't and James gets that right, I feel like you might just lose because of like Koraidon killing Brute Bonnet and Astral just, doing too much with the reduced defenses of Koraidon. So it's not fully over yet. Giovanni actually just switches out Koraidon, probably because he's aware of the Sun turns like you're saying.
Yeah, and I think he's soul reading him here, right? Because the sucker punch. Okay, I'm gonna pause it here. I want to break this one down because I think this is the most important turn of the entire game so far. There's so many plays that can happen, right? There's the sucker punch plus flame charge we talked about, right? But I think what's really really important here too is that Koraidon can actually one shot brute button it because it is a collision course hits harder because of super effective damage. Because that's how the move works for whatever fucking reason. So he could fire it off there, but then there's also that double up on the Calyrex that could happen. So there's just a lot going on here. But I think what James is calling, or what Giovanni's calling, is he's calling an Incin switch with a potential collision course, right? Because also, James has to be a little careful. I mean, I'm sure they ran the Calyx, but close combat does have the ability to one-shot Koraidons as well. That is why Life Orb is so good, is that you can actually kill your own brother Koraidon with a CC. Potentially, right? Unless there's some bulk in there. So there is a lot going on here, and I think that he's just hard calling the switch to Incineroar by switching to Flutter. That's my prediction here. Because I haven't seen this set. I know Raghav has. But yeah, that's it. Because I do think they just have to get this right. But there's so many plays you can make. Sucker Punch Flame Charge is completely legitimate. Sucker Punch CC, just to guarantee the kill on Koraidon, is super legitimate as well. And James could switch to Incin, attack with Koraidon. He could just double attack with both his restricteds. There's so many options here. So we're going to see Giovanni. I think he's going for the hard read, though. Like I said before, that Incin is coming in. And he's gonna just switch to Flutter to try to reset that sun, like you said. He also might just have to make this play, right? Like, just to conserve that sun.
Yeah, I think conserving the sun is so good here, and if you go for the Sucker Punch on the slot that switches out to Incin, I think that's the correct cover, because that's the only way you lose Fluttermane is if they double it up, and at that point, the Sash is broken. So I think this is actually the perfect cover, and we do see the Sucker Punch, and it fails, but that's okay, because this is all according to plan. Because now the CSR is not in there. I think what would have been worse...
Oh my god, that play was beautiful.
If he stayed in with CSR and just click protect or something.
It's so fucking beautiful because now this game is fucking over because he timed that so perfectly. He resets up Sun, he threatens the Moonblast KO on a Koraidon, you can't fake out a Ghost type, and he threatens a CC on that slot, and even if Incin switches out, like, you don't really care because you're not making progress either. You don't even have to CC Incin, you could just reflame charge to get your speed back up. Like, this is just so... I guess you don't even need to because you always have Icy Wind. But yeah, that was incredible.
Is probably best just because of all the recoil. But yeah, the Incin just has knockoff. It doesn't have Blitz or anything too crazy like Taunt or Will-O-Wisp or whatever. Like, there's nothing it can really do here. You can't Blitz burn and kill the Fluttermane. So I think you could Flame Charge. CC's not bad either. But I think that could cause some more mind games if he does end up switching to CSR. It's a bit tricky because he doesn't want to have the Icy Wind on the turn where like maybe he just takes a collision course. Because James's Koraidon could just kill Giovanni as well.
Yeah, that is true. So yeah, it is very like what a really really good turn there. I think that's the game ender here. I think like as long as Giovanni doesn't mess up a turn here and keeps his foot on the gas, this is easily game one for him. And we're gonna see that Incin switch out. Is he gonna punish it with the flame charge like I'm expecting? I hope so.
I think it's actually a way trickier situation than we expect, though, because of that Life Orb, because of the Rocky Helmet. If Geo gets this turn wrong, he could be losing. James doesn't even protect. Moonblast is just going to fucking annihilate that Koraidon. And now I think it doesn't matter what Geo presses.
And he is going to Flame Charge.
Just go for the Flame Charge, dude. He's just better.
Yeah,
Oh my god. And that's going down to Sash.
That endgame was beautiful. That was some really fucking good Pokemon. And it just was kind of like... I did think about using Geo's team at Worlds. I actually tested it a little bit. And when I was playing it, one of the observations I made of this team was like, specifically, like, it is just so read heavy. And I think Geo's showcasing that in this set, right? Like, you kind of got to get the terms right. You need to keep that offensive pressure on your opponent at all times, right? Because if you have the offensive pressure, you just win the fucking game. So... Yeah. He didn't let up. He knew exactly what he needed to do to keep that pressure on, to keep that sun up, and that was just an expert. Like those 3 turns were just really really good Pokemon.
Honestly, upon rewatching, that game was way closer than I thought. Like, let's say James stays in and just knocks off the Koraidon. Imagine it with a Rocky Helmet chip too. Like, it might be gone.
Yeah.
And a Protector on Koraidon. So that was honestly super well played by both players. Just in the end there, Giovanni was getting all the turns right and showing why he's a master of this fucking team. At this point, it's curtains. Yeah, he's just killing. He's clicking the super effective moves. James only has like 40 seconds left on the clock too. This was a long game, honestly, for pretty offensive teams.
Yeah, it was that early game. It was just very like the Brute Bonnets just kind of like, I feel like in this matchup the Brute Bonnets will just stall depending on what James has on the field. So like they do kind of like it does slow down the pace quite a bit. But I do think like James had 2 turns to win that, right? Like if he called that Flutter Switch and he did attack with like, let's say, a Flame Charge and a Astro Barrage, I think we could have seen a dub for James there. So yeah, I think it was a really, really close game, even though like Giovanni just played out of his mind in those last couple turns.
Dude, he looks so poised. That's kind of crazy. I feel like I'd be fucking screaming and shaking right now.
Yeah, because at this point, too, in Giovanni's career, he is, like, we didn't talk about it too much before the game, but, like, he's kind of, like, not even a year ago, he was known as the best player to never be on stream, right? And now he's sitting in the World Championship Finals. He's never gotten top cut at Worlds before. He's never been, like, this insane, like, he's been a very consistent, very strong player. All of his friends will tell you that they saw this coming, right? But I think he's never been that, like, we've never seen him, and he's sitting here on the World Championship stage, calm as ever, ready to fucking win, right? And I think that's awesome to see for someone who's just, like, this is his first, like, huge breakout, insane performance, right? He's never won a regional. He's never won an internet, but he might win Worlds right here.
I think the caster said, too, that he has never been done better than top 8 at a tournament.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. He doesn't even have a trophy to his fucking name, and he might have the greatest trophy in the entire scene.
Yeah, and James, on the other hand, has won Worlds and Seniors. He's won NAIC in Masters, and he's won at least one regional in Masters as well.
Dude, he's won like 2 in the last year.
Oh wow! See, he's been winning a lot the entire time he's played Pokemon. So he's been on the stage too, and he, on the other hand, is a very passionate player, and I think that's what also drives his success, is that he's so invested, that he cares about every single turn, and it's kind of a testament to his play style and his team too. This is such a precise team. You have to get the turns right. And, I mean, we've said it about players like Zine before. It's like, when someone cares that much, you should be afraid of them. Like, they are hyper-focused. They want this more than anything. And Gio's trying to keep his cool. He played that game, like, perfectly, I think. He got a lot of the reads right near the end. And I think the pressure's on James in this moment. I think the matchup's in Gio's favor. That Fluttermane's a fucking menace. And to me, I think you can't get away with that Terra Water on Brute Bonnet. I feel like it's too much gone on turn 1. We saw Gio preserve his Terra, and I think, like, you're just too weak to Fluttermane. Your Koraidon can't do shit. Like, you don't get the damage boost with CSR. I think you need to find a more clever way to, like, abuse your Brute Bonnet.
Yeah, and I don't know how he's supposed to do it, though. Like, genuinely, I think Moonblast just might one-shot the thing. So, I don't know. It is awkward. It is, maybe it's just not leading it.
Say, like, if you're moonblasting my Brute Bonnet, I at least get damage off onto you with, like, a knockoff, or maybe like rage powdering away from Koraidon. You know, like, you need to get something out of it.
I mean, I would like, I think, a play he could make. It's a little risky, a little crazy. You could go for a knockoff Sucker, right? Like, you could trade Fluttermane for Brute Bonnet, and I feel like that might be enough, right? Because then you're able to commit your Terra to Koraidon, which I think is the big thing in this matchup, right? Because if you don't commit your Terra, then you are getting smashed. Well, I guess you wouldn't need it if you're one-shotting the Flutter. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird matchup. I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to do here. Are we gonna see the same leads for both of them? We are. Okay, fair enough.
We are seeing the same leads. You have to expect something different coming up from James, unless he's saying, like, I would have won that if I just got a couple more reads right, which I think is kind of crazy, but I think both players, again, have so many options. But you could do the Sucker Knock play, like you mentioned. Gio could just Terra. Gio could just Protect, and, like, there's a lot of options here. Because James is not putting on much pressure at all.
No, like, none. He's just putting on Spore pressure, which I think is pretty big. I think another thing to note here that's really funny about this, I don't think we're going to see it, but Gio's not bringing his other restricted. Like, Lunala is not coming to this matchup whatsoever. He's relying completely... Oh, shit, we're seeing it. We're seeing the Sucker Knock. He's trading it. Oh my god.
You see the Dark Pulse in the Brute too. Like I said in game 1, Moonblast Dark Pulse to cover for the Terra. So Brute Bonnet's gone. This is locked into Dark Pulse. If he knocks off this Fluttermane, I think he's in a really good spot.
Yeah, because I think Incineroar then can freely dance. Oh, he's going to knock off Chi-Yu, actually. Huh.
I guess getting rid of that means that CSR can come in, and Gio's forced to switch Koraidon in to get speed control. But I really would have liked to see that into Fluttermane. I think he was just trying to get guaranteed value, but I don't know if I think you just have to commit there, right? Like,
Yeah, I think you do, because the issue too is like I mean, the one good thing here is if he did kill Calyrex, Geo does get a free switch to his Brute Bonnet that he can freely Terra. So like I do think there is that benefit, but that's kind of the only good thing that came out of the turn for James, because this is looking pretty fucked, right? This is just an Icy Wind Dark Pulse potentially. If you want to go that route.
Fluttermane's slower than CSR right now, so he has to switch
You're right.
Do you think Helping Hand, Terra Ghost, Astral kills the Chi-Yu here? Because that could just be the play.
I think it does, dude. I think it totally does. Terra Ghost is a crazy multiplier. We're going to see Fluttermane actually switch out. Okay. Into what? Brute Bonnet? Yeah.
Probably Brute Bonnet, yeah, just to take that Astral. And if he doesn't go for that Helping Hand play, or if Chi-Yu survives, we actually see Protect. I totally forgot that was an option. Which is
Protect knockoff. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
just a Snarl.
Geo actually just completely fucking read him on this turn. He called the knockoff Protect here because he switched into Brute Bonnet. I mean, granted, it covers for. Oh, he's parting shotting actually. Okay, I mean, this is actually even better now though, right? Because now yeah, no, it's fine. I think it's okay.
I just don't really understand. I guess the play from James. Sorry, the fucking ambulance is here. They know some shit's going down.
Yeah, James is looking pretty cooked here. We're gonna see the sun set up. Do you just Rage Powder and like Snarl? Is that like a solid play? Can you win that way?
I think you could. I think you could Sucker Punch. I think
you could Sucker.
Or
yeah.
There's a lot of options on Geos, and importantly, neither of them have Terra'd this game, which is a lot better, I think, for James than game one.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might Astral or Encore. No, you Astral. You never Encore here. I think you definitely Astral and just like maybe Flame Charge or just Collision the Brute Bonnet. I think getting speed control could be really big for James, but I have no clue what his speed stat is. You have to assume it's not Max Jolly because it's not Life Orb.
Right.
In which case the Fluttermane should still outspeed it. But at least he has Terrifier available this time.
I think the Terrifier is the big part. I think that's the part that's going to save him. But yeah, it is. You have to assume that James is slower. I think Koraidons don't really get to afford to run max speed anymore, like especially on Clear Amulet. On Life Orb for sure, but Clear Amulet is always a little bit of bulk. So we are going to see that Terrifier right here, right now. He's setting up, but like, I guess he wants extra damage, and we're going to see the Terra Water, aren't we?
I think Terra Water is really bad for James, but there is Chi-Yu up, so I actually think it will just die to an Astral CC. So let's see what James opted for. I think because he Terra Fired, he probably is Flame Charging though.
So we're gonna see this Astral go off. It's gonna oh my god, that did so much damage to Brute Bonnet. Holy shit. And we're gonna see the Flame Charge, I bet, into Chi-Yu, right?
I think Chi-Yu just to take the KO, yeah, and it's gone. It wouldn't have killed the Brute Bonnet, especially with that Proto boost, but now we're going to see a Spore come off. But James did get a speed boost, which is really big into the opposing Koraidon.
That's huge, yep. And there's the Spore. So Shadow Rider is going to go to sleep here. And this is what I was talking about, though. Like, James' team is so weak to Spore, and so is Geo's to a degree. But I do love that he's putting that pressure on, like I mentioned earlier, so that turn one, he's just always shutting down the potential from James here. But now, what do you do here? Like, Calyrex is a guaranteed sleep turn. I think you could freely, like... You can't Sucker it because James should always be pressing Protect on Calyrex to dodge the Sucker. So, like, you could go for a Spore. I guess you could just Collision Course and then just take the CC from Koraidon. I actually think James is in a pretty good spot. As long as the CC doesn't one-shot his Koraidon, right? That's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, you could also switch CSR out into Instant, get the Intimidate off, because, like, what are the odds Geo's post-combating a 0-turn asleep Calyrex? It would be an incredible read.
Right.
But I think if I'm Geo, maybe I Rage Powder and Flame Charge just to, get back on the same pace.
Yeah.
And if I'm James, probably just see close Collision coursing the Brute Bonnet, risking the Fluttermane switch, or am I trying to get Koraidon? Get some chip on a Koraidon, because, like, very unlikely that Brute Bonnet's going to go for a Spore.
Oh, we're actually going to see Protect and a... So we're stalling here. Are we going to see that Rage Powder? No Rage Powder. Calyrex is sleeping. I do think Geo
could be Rage Powder.
We're going to see CC.
We actually do see the close combat going to Calyrex, like I was saying. Oh my god. So James made the correct play not switching out to Incineroar because I was saying there's no way Geo does that. But
Holy
he does exactly
fuck.
what I didn't expect. And James is able to stall a turn of sleep.
I respect the fuck out of that CC though. On the world final stage, you're up a game. Fuck it,
Whoa,
let's
where did
kill this
Corrado
guy.
go?
He's actually disappeared. He's floating.
That was fire, dude. He just became a floating chandelier.
But yeah, now that was a beautiful turn from James. He needed that, to be honest. So now I think you just get to press collision course in the Brute Bonnet, remove it maybe. Yep, here it goes. Is it in the Brute Bonnet? No, it's into Koraidon. Is he banking on the wake up? Is he banking on the first turn?
And it didn't happen. If he woke up, he just won. So
That's
I kind of
nuts.
understand him going for that. And Geo goes for the Flame Charge, probably the Spore into Koraidon. I honestly respect not Rage Powdering, because you're like, dude, if he just wakes up, you know, I probably lose anyway. Let me get guaranteed either some damage or a Spore off. And he gets both.
Yeah.
And it's looking really bad for James now.
Yeah, because now I think you just get to potentially press... I'm thinking you just CC Koraidon, and is there anything wrong with pressing a Sucker Punch right here? Into the Calyrex, like, at all?
I'm not seeing it, dude. Like, you could potentially Encore into CC or Sport. No, but the thing is faster too, so I don't know how to navigate around this. The threats that Geo has right now. I feel like James is in a pretty dire situation.
The only good thing here is the Sunlight is going away in one turn, which means the Fluttermane will be a sitting duck if the Calyrex can find a way to attack again. So that's the big thing here. And we're going to see Calyrex waking... Oh my god, let's just get the Astral. Oh no, protects. Okay. Fair.
Protects, yeah, because the Koraidon on Geo's side also has a Flame Charge now. So it gets the Protect, and he goes for the CC, like you said, into James's Koraidon.
Big information.
And it barely lives. Yeah, I think it's not supposed to be a one-shot. And what did Brutus go for? Another Spore, maybe? Huh. Yeah, just covering for the Incin.
I think also just the Encore as well, right? Like, just having that, like, just so you don't... Like, you know he's not going to press an attack in that situation, right? You know? If James did press an attack, he won the game instantly, by the way. But he did not. He got the turn wrong. And Geo is still alive here. So now, this is a weird turn, because I think you kind of have to Encore. And it kind of depends on if Koraidon can wake up. You could just Sucker Punch James Koraidon as well. It's pretty low. There's a lot of things you could do. Does he have a Flame Charge? Does Geo have a Flame Charge?
Yes, he does. So I think you just Sucker Punch Koraidon and Flare Blitz the Calyrex probably for the win.
I think so.
I think that's probably his best play. Like, Incin could switch in, but I feel like that might just be stalling the inevitable.
Yeah.
And so, if you're Geo, I think you just Sucker Punch the Koraidon, right? You could also Sucker a Calyrex and CC the Koraidon. That doesn't seem bad either. But we do see CSR switch to Incin, which seems like it's just a safe play from James, because at this point, actually, Geo should not CC that slot. I think it's ridiculous.
And the Berry Eat
Look at
there...
the Citrus Pack!
Yeah, the Citrus Eat there is really rough for Brute Bonnet. Okay, Incin's healthy, though.
If James is able to...
Wakes
Okay, yeah,
up.
he woke up. Get the Protect. And if Geo does not CC this Incin or Spore it, he gets a free Fake Out next turn.
I think
Okay,
he
Sucker Punch fails.
shouldn't see... Does he CC?
The Koraidon.
Oh, okay. That's crazy, by the way. He must have Sucker Punched Incin, that switched out. Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough. Okay, now we got ourselves an interesting endgame here. This is actually really, really nuts. So the Koraidons, the big thing here is, too, like, Giovanni has, I think, 2 moves left with his Koraidon.
Yes.
So he does have to make a count. It only really needs 2 moves. What do you do here?
You could Protect if you're Geo and switch out to Fluttermane to eat the collision course. Obviously that's bad. You can make the read and Fake Out Brute Bonnet. You could also just like Fake Out. Oh, this is tough because... No, this is just tough. Okay, Koraidon does Protect. What does the Brute Bonnet go for?
He fakes out Brute Bonnet?
He fakes out the Brute Bonnet. He called it.
But he flame charges the other guy.
Koraidon? Wait, what? Why do you
he was calling Flutter switching there. He was calling Flutter switching there 100% of the time. Because also
the stun back maybe.
Because Geo's Koraidon is faster than James. So if he just attacked with Koraidon there, he was a world champion. But he did not. So now it is a little awkward because
of the Fake Out chip though, like he couldn't risk it, huh?
right? He couldn't risk the fake out because I think fake out would pick up Koraidon. So he just played it safe, and James called the Flutter Mane with the... He just called the Flutter Switch, I think, really is what it is.
But Mr. Battle Room, what now?
What now?
Sucker Punch is still there. Sucker Punch into Koraidon's still there.
I like
CC into Incineroar.
I think I like just Spore into Incineroar, and I would go for Flare Blitz into... Oh, shit, okay. I was going to say Flare Blitz the enemy Koraidon because you're probably faster, but we are going to see the swap now to Flare Mane.
Oh, and I forgot it had already taken some damage. He actually protects the Koraidon, dodging the Sucker Punch, and gets the knockoff into Flutter. Oh my god. Okay, so now it's a 2v3. James has made it back somehow. But which slot is Brute Bonnet sporing? It's gotta be the Incineroar, right?
It is. Okay.
It is the Incineroar.
Okay. But now he's slower, but you do threaten Sucker Punch. Holy fuck, dude. The Sucker Punch is so important here. This is nuts, but he only gets 2 turns with this Koraidon too. But if he hits that instant, he dies. Oh, dude, he totally...
Here's the Rocky Helmet.
Yeah. It was so safe to keep the instant in because he's like, I'm going to knock you off, you're going to die, or I'm going to kill Flutter Mane, or you're going to kill yourself with Rocky Helmet. So it was actually just like a really safe play to protect and just knock there. And then obviously...
Isn't the CSR already down to Sash?
The CSR Sash is broken. It's at like half HP, yes. So Brute Bonnet does always threaten a KO. So it is awkward.
Yeah, this is really awkward. So I think Sucker Punch takes out Koraidon, and then you could CC, and then you die, which is bad. You'd go for the next Protect, which makes a lot of sense, just to dodge it. He goes for the Rage Powder for some reason.
Oh, he wants to suck up the, yeah, okay.
Knock.
He wants to suck up the knock, yeah. So now his plan here is just so that he's able to potentially Sucker and CC and then win the game. But it might come down to a Sucker Punch mind game, right? Because now you just get to kill Incin. So I really do like the, the play there. Or Incin's asleep, duh. Yeah, that play's good. That play's good.
Yeah, I think if you're Geo, you can Sucker Punch the Calyrex and CC, but then you get Encored into it, and it's like...
Then you just lose, because then they... Yeah.
Is it a PP mind game, then?
Oh, dude, I think you lose, dude. I think it's a PP mind game. It's like some really fucking crazy... I think you just stall the Sucker Punches. Has he fired off any is now the question we're all wondering.
I don't know how that goes, honestly. I think that's probably his best play.
Unless... No, Brute Bonnet can't beat Incin in the 1v1. I think you have to... CC that slot. I think you have to play the Sucker Punch PP mind game, right? Or do you think that Brute Bonnet can beat Incineroar with sleep turns? But it's probably just going to be making contact.
No, I don't think Brute Bonnet can do it just because of Rocky Helmet as well. And it's already Terran. So I think that's never the play. And James risking it all. He didn't even protect. He just encored immediately into Rage Powder. The game's over now for sure.
Yeah, wow, I really liked that. I actually really, really liked that Encore play too, because I think it just wins. Because if he does die to Flare Blitz, then Incin should win. If he CCs, the Encore should stop he'll Encore him in a Sucker Punch. It's just a really, really safe turn, right? But I also liked what Geo did there by going for a potential Spore, because if he does get the Spore off, then he doesn't have to play the mind games, right? But I guess it was probably always being encored. I don't know if Geo really had a way out of this. I think he was supposed to Sucker, and then we were just
Sucker Punch.
And then you're just supposed to say, hey, does he have enough PP? What is the PP? Does James mess it up mechanically? Is the vibe that you're going with? That was actually a nuts game. Look at these guys. Your time, by the way. They played their fucking minds out right here. They used the whole
almost
time.
The inverted of last game. James had like 40 seconds left. Geo had about a minute. These games have been going down to the wire. This was an insane fucking game, too. I didn't think James had, like, any shot of winning this game.
No, I didn't think he had the sauce to do this one. I thought he couldn't do it just because of how good the game was going. But now we're going to see the CC because you just have to. And then here's the Astral Barrage. That is game 2. That was well fucking played by James because I thought he was cooked. Geo also has 2 seconds left, by the way, which is pretty funny.
I think he's just taking all the time again to think about what to do next game because, dude, he probably didn't think he was losing that either. I think after James' CSR stayed asleep on the turn, if it woke up, got the Astral, just won, I thought it was curtains. I thought it was over for James. Geo's world champion, but holy shit, dude. That is what I mean. I've said it a few times now. You have to be so precise with this team, and that was just a pinnacle of precision. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yo. Bro's drinking straight
Dude,
piss.
Special piss juice. DJ.
That one threw me off, but yeah, I think James played that like really fucking well. It's why he's here, right? Like this kid is fucking nuts. He's good at Pokemon. He's amazing at piloting his teams, and I think what makes James like a really good player too is like he knows his own team. He learns the team he's using, and usually it's a little bit weird. It's a little not standard, right? He's always got a little bit of James sauce in those teams, and I think you can see it here, right? Like I think he piloted this team to perfection to snatch this game out when I thought there was no way he could win, let alone take us to game 3. That's nuts.
Yeah, honestly, it's showing how awkward it can be with the sleep turns and with the who's flame charged up, whether you've broken the sash or not. I think this is even the Rocky helmet was just proving that it was pretty fucking annoying. I do think it's still Geo favored, but James got so many things right last game that you have to think that maybe if he gets a few more in the early game, he could just steamroll with that CSR. I really liked that he didn't tear the Brute Bonnet, and he kind of just tried to get some value out of it. But yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on who's taking this third one. It's 1-1, so
yeah. I mean, like, what do you do to adapt? I think Geo should stay strong, and I think he will. I think he should just lead Flutter, Chi-Yu with Koraidon and Brute Bonnet in the bag. I think that's the plan of this team. But then James, I don't know. I feel like you could change it up. You could try something else, but also at the same time, I think Flutter Chi-Yu is just brutal.
I mean, I thought Raging Bolt was pretty good on paper into this team, but I'm kind of seeing why he has all of the 4 that he's bringing. I could see maybe even leading, like, trying to get your Koraidon set up early, so you're putting more pressure onto him. Because your Koraidon becomes a big threat when you're able to get theirs to -1. Like, now you're the guy doing all the damage. So the only fear is the Brute Bonnet on Geo's end, but if he's not leading it, you might be able to just get into position where you can really threaten it. That's also where, like, if you have Bolt in the back, you can also threaten it because it becomes a water type if you Terra it. So I think James does have mix-up options, but he's probably ran this matchup 100 times the day before. So I think he knows what he's doing, and it's honestly we just have to wait and find out.
Yeah, and I think Geo's the same way. I saw a picture of there's like a picture that went around on Twitter of like them practicing in the hotel room with like 10 dudes all trying to help out Geo. So I do think that they both have their plan down, and it's just gonna come down to how they execute it in game.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm expecting the same lead for sure from Geo. I think Flutter Chi-Yu puts on so much pressure. It's been each game's been so long. Holy fuck.
Here we go. And I didn't expect it because I think this matchup is so like
volatile.
Yeah, and they're also like really offensive teams. Like this isn't like Instant Amoongus Leech Seed Calyrex, you know what I mean? Like this is Brute Bonnet Chi-Yu fucking Fluttermane, right? The Koraidon CSR. These are offensive snowbally teams. So we'll see here, and we're gonna see the same lead once again for Geo with the Fluttermane Chi-Yu, and we're gonna see Brute Bonnet Instant once again, which again I think is fine. So
are we gonna see the sucker knock this time? Aim to the Flutter, maybe try and get some momentum off.
I could see it. We'll have to see if we're gonna see a Terra here. That's the big thing, right? Like, are we gonna see the Terra from Brute Bonnet or not?
Water's just so bad on Brute Bonnet, but we see Chi-Yu withdrawn.
Okay, he doesn't want to take a sleep. He's gonna go into his own Brute Bonnet to prevent the potential sleep here, which means I think Fluttermane is just gonna protect. Yeah, okay. So Geo called the knockoff sucker there, which is super fucking valid, and just completely yeah, you just called him. So now we're gonna see a sucker fake out, which is like, I guess, a meet in the middle type play.
Yeah, I like this a lot more because it's not like putting all your eggs on turn 1. It's game 3. You don't have any games left. You want to try and position 2 because James has no threat to the board to Brute. I've been wondering like game 1 and 2. I'm like, I feel like he can just protect switch to Brute Bonnet, and there's not really a punish. At this point, he's also conditioned him to try and like, make a heavy play, gain an advantage on turn 1. So this works out perfectly. But now you can Rage Powder away the knockoff. You can Spore. I still think that Geo's done a good job of dissuading that Terra on Brute Bonnet. Because if it Terra's, like, you just Spore it, right?
Yeah. But the big thing here, too, is, though, low-key, is that if he does Terra, he is the faster Brute Bonnet. So he can just go for the Spore before he dies, or before he gets Spored. So we'll have to see here. We're going to see that Terra Stellar Fluttermane. Are we going to see the Terra Water? Because I think Geo's now accounting for the lack of Chi-Yu, and he's just going to go for the Moonblast. Okay.
Oh, this is just gone. No Sucker Punch from James is tragic. That Brute Bonnet's gone, and I think that's huge. I think that's like, because you're going to bed too.
Yeah, that's like game losing right there. And he's going to knock off Brute Bonnet? What?
I think he was making a hard read that Gio was going to switch that guy out, maybe.
Worried about the Chi-Yu. Yeah.
But I think Gio also had the Rage Powder threat to where it's like, that you're not going to get that. I think that this was really, really bad for James.
That was a really safe turn, I feel like, from Geo too. Like, I just don't know how he's supposed to come back now. Because now Brute Bonnet put Incineroar to sleep. It's able to just be annoying as fuck. The good thing here is there's no Terra committed, so you could. You can just Terra Fire. Maybe he's thinking he can go the distance with Koraidon. But I don't know, because like this is a free... You have to Collision Course Brute Bonnet if you want to get the KO. And that means you're not getting a speed boost, which means Fluttermane is just going to hit you with a fucking Shadow Ball, or it's just going to Moonblast Incineroar. And then Incineroar has to take it, or Calyrex has to take it. So this is just an amazing, amazing position for Geo, obviously. Yeah,
the saving grace is you have Terra Fire, but I think that Shadow Ball is going to do like a fuck ton as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do here. I think maybe Terra Fire Collision Course into Brute Bonnet and eat the Shadow Ball, or Moonblast into Incin. I just think you had to either Sucker or knock the Flutter, right? Like, ideally both, but its Sash is intact. Even if James gets a Flame Charge off, the Fluttermane's probably going to be faster than it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, I think you can just Shadow Ball. I mean, like, I respect the Moonblast into Incin, because if Shadow Rider were to come in, you would be able to break that Sash right away. And also just getting Chip on Incin's valuable. But
yeah, we've seen James protect a stall sleep turns. I think the Moonblast is probably honestly coming out, and you save the Shadow Ball next to Chi-Yu. Yeah, so you Moonblast that. Does less than half, which is good. And I think this definitely takes out Brute Bonnet, even with the Photosynthesis boost. Like,
yeah,
the Collision Course boost is too much.
And now
it's a crit, so...
But now you get to bring in Chi-Yu, right? So now you just get to spam Heat Wave and Shadow Ball, and I think Koraidon will go down to a Heat Wave Shadow Ball, right? Like, a Chi-Yu boosted Shadow Ball is going to do, like, 75 to this dude, right? Like, what do you even do?
I think it can do a lot. I don't know James's bulk. I mean, we see a little bit of HP. That's probably, what, like, 100 EVs or something? Maybe less, actually.
But yeah, it's
less,
like...
It's less.
It's still not going to do much, right? Like, it's still going to do way too much with that. Beads of Rune is so nuts. And it's Terra Stellar boosted. Here he comes.
Yeah, I think this is... You could even Dark Pulse the Koraidon. I mean, you don't have to. I think Heat Wave's fine.
I mean, honestly, though, it is Worlds Finals. You are up. Like, this is the last game of the entire season for you. I don't hate a Dark Pulse if you wanted to hit it, but I think it is probably... Heat Wave is probably just better.
Because this Koraidon's probably protecting, right? So
Right, exactly. And Incin could wake up here. I guess Incin waking up and potentially smacking you with a knockoff could be very bad, right? A first turn wake from Incin could be nightmarish. That's like your only win con, I think, here. But even then, you could just Heat Wave Moonblast Incin and KO it as well if you really wanted to. I don't think you should.
Yeah, and then you still get Shadow Ball the next turn.
Yeah.
I think you rely on the numbers and say Incin's probably staying asleep, even if it does get a knockoff. I think I have the juice to do it. Koraidon doesn't have a Flame Charge up yet. Like, I'm just going to attack.
And there's the Protect.
Does Protect. And... yeah, we should see a Shadow Ball.
We do.
Shadow Ball
okay.
James popping off, but
he's trying.
We don't know yet. He's manifesting this Incineroar wake up.
He wants
does
the
go for the
Incin wake up. He wants it so bad.
And this Incin's probably getting two-shot. Yeah, it's down to another one. So if he stays asleep, I think that's it. If he hits this Heat Wave, it's just fucked.
Yeah,
there's a chance Koraidon lives if it's bulky.
I guess he could whiff 2 Heat Waves. I think that's the dream, right? You double miss Heat Wave, get your Flame Charge, get your knockoff, win the game or something crazy. Like, you need some miracle at this point, because I think as long as Geo hits his moves, I mean, he did lose that Nats to missing moves, so there's always hope, but I think...
Yeah, if he double misses and you kill the Flutter, I think he does just win.
I think even potentially if, like, Koraidon were to miraculously live and you get the knockoff, maybe you just need a miss. Let's see how much this thing does, because this is Beads of Rune, Fluttermane Shadow Ball, the best Pokemon in the fucking game. Okay.
That's not a Heat Wave.
He's gonna double hit.
Hits.
Yep.
It's over.
It's over. He just needed to hit Heat Waves, and Chi-Yu fucking delivered. and it's not
Oh
possible.
my god.
It's
I'm
not
surprised
possible.
Gio's not freaking out more, dude. I think this confirms he is world champion. There's no way to lose at this point, I think.
I think the only way is if Sun is 2 turns. Okay, Sun is 2 turns. I guess you could whiff a Heat Wave, right? Or miss Icy Wind, miss Heat Wave. Koraidon, Sun runs out, you just one-shot. I can't even think you can one-shot Koraidon. I think. Oh no, Chi's full HP. Never mind, there's no way you can lose. There's no way. Yeah.
You just Shadow Ball
Yep.
anyway.
I forgot Chi
And then-
never took damage.
Yeah.
It's so
And if you
cooked.
miss, you just switch out the next turn anyway, and you lock up with that Dark Pulse.
Heat Wave's gonna come through.
Any-
And Giovanni is our new 2025 world champion. He joins like probably the two of the greatest players of all time, as Ray and Wolf are the only Americans to have ever won Worlds, and now Gio joins that insane club, being the third American to ever win this tournament.
Dude, every world champion's just been insane. I'm excited to see like how it goes moving forward, but this is the absolute like pinnacle of the game we play, and he played incredible, and he showed that like again, hard work, like spamming the same team and mastering it is the play, and his friends knew, people knew that he has been kind of a fucking surgical player, and it's just okay. There's the pop off, dude. Yeah, this isn't. I'm so jealous. Holy shit, this is absolutely sick. Like this is the craziest world stage we've ever had. Honestly, what a deserved win. Like usually we want someone who has like insane accomplishments, but this is just such an inspiring story, and like he absolutely deserved. Like he played insane. I'm really curious to go back and watch other sets and see how like they went. This is just fucking incredible. And he's got to sign the slip, make it official, of course, because it's not like thousands of people just saw that happen. But yeah, dude, what a finals, what a worlds. Koraidon on top, Root Bonnet on top, Fluttermane on top. I know you're down.
Yup.
$100 for sure.
I did make a bet in 2023 Worlds with my friend Kazuki. He bet me $100 that Fluttermane would win this world championship, and he said that even if it was illegal, then I would instantly win. He was so confident that it would not only be legal, but that it would win. And at the final tournament, like literally Fluttermane was like so okay the whole season. It was like kind of only on Sun, and Sun fucking won. So Fluttermane won Worlds, and I lost $100.
Shout out Gio, shout out the battle roommates, and most importantly, shout out Kazuki for stealing your money and being correct as always. Holy fuck, what an insane finals. I'm so glad we got to watch that on the channel.
Also, shout out James. Like, at the end of the day, James, he's an incredible player, and this is an incredible accomplishment. He was so close to becoming the second person of all time to win in 2 divisions, because actually, the senior world champion, the world champion in seniors actually had won in juniors prior. So
the year before.
So that kid's gonna be exciting when he ages up to masters. But I'm also very excited, like you said. What's Gio gonna do after this, dude? You know what I mean? Like, because he's obviously been an incredible player, but I feel like this kind of win, like, it's super deserved. But that momentum that will carry next year, dude, is he gonna start winning regionals? Is he gonna start winning internets? Like, I'm excited to see where Gio goes after this too.
It happened with Arash. It happened with Carson. Like, I totally think this is gonna happen, and I think like Cherry's like, it's happening with him too. Obviously, he didn't have a big win this season, but he was one of the most consistent players, and we know he's capable now. So he has the confidence. Like, I think knowing that you can do it is a huge part. Like, he couldn't break through top 8, and now he's won Worlds. Like, I think he has a lot of faith in himself now. Yeah,
so I'm very excited to follow Gio's next season to see, you know, like, dude, can he repeat it, dude? Could we have the next American dynasty on our hands? Fuck Michael Kelch, bro. What if Gio's the guy who's going to become the greatest player of all time, you know? Like, who knows? Yeah, I'm excited to see what...
James is like... I think he was overlooked, man. I think he's had an insane career. Like, it's been 100%. Truly insane.
He
always uses something slightly off, like you're saying, but he just sticks with it and makes it work because it's James, and he's sticking with it. He's not giving up on it.
Yeah, and he has a love and passion for the game, like you mentioned. I don't think this will be the last time we'll see James on the world stage. Maybe not in finals, but I think the kid's so good, and I'm excited to see what he's gonna do too. Because especially after this, all that confidence that flows into you, getting second in the world, dude, getting first in the world, man, what a year for America in Pokemon.
Yeah, hopefully it'll translate to our political climate and we'll implement a complete overhaul of our government. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.
We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.